What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over everything you need to know about Fortnite's new Magneto update. As always, if you guys do find this video helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below what you think of this update. So, first of all, we got the Magneto skin that you can now unlock in the Battle Pass by doing the challenges. I think it's fairly easy and fairly straightforward to do the challenges. I ended up unlocking it after a few matches pretty much by accident, so it's not like the challenges are very difficult. And they did add a new item for Magneto. I think it's called his like gloves or whatever. Just the Magneto item is what we're going to call it. And you can find it just from looting, like floor loot, chests. It just spawns in the regular loot pool. But the Magneto NPC at Brawler's Battleground does sell it for 400 gold if you're like super desperate to get it. But I really didn't have that hard of a time finding this item. And it seemed like playing the game, neither did my opponents. It's not like it's a very super rare item. It's fairly attainable. It does have two modes. It has an attack and a shield block. The attack throws balls of scrap metal at opponents, dealing 95 damage to players and 400 damage to vehicles. And the first attack does start kind of slow, like there's like an animation to it. But once you do that first attack, you can begin to spam it like decently fast afterwards. And it does have unlimited ammo, which with each shot like going on cooldown for 8 seconds. And then it has 5 total shots. So if you shoot it all out, it would take 40 seconds before you're full health, full ammo on it again. And it is very good. Like 95 damage is no joke. And it does do AoE damage, meaning like area of effect. You don't have to hit the player directly. You can kind of miss them and just hit near them. The affected area is not very large, but just again, you don't have to be perfect using this item. And if you use the attack while in air, you'll kind of like hover in air while doing the attack. So if it's like very good for that, because in general, area of effect weapons in every game, it's easiest to use them if you just like look at the ground next to the opponent, and this makes it nice when you have high ground. So giving that hover when you're doing the attack makes it easier for you just to stay above opponents and just rain down shot after shot after shot. And even if you aren't doing the attack, if you have the item out at all, your jump is like a little more floaty and you won't take fall damage at all if you have this item out. You can hit players inside a car. Like if a player is inside a vehicle and you hit the car, you can deal 95 damage to the player inside while also hitting the car for 400. But I found this to be super inconsistent. Like I had times where I was hitting a car head on at the windshield, hitting 95 attack, no problem. And then I had like the same situation happen later and I wasn't doing damage to the car. So I don't really know why it was inconsistent hitting people through vehicles, but it did feel pretty inconsistent hitting people through vehicles. But either way, like when it works, it's insane because like 400 damage to a car will probably take like 3 to 5 hits to break the car, right? And then it takes 3 hits to eliminate the person. So if you like hit the person inside twice and break their car, they have basically no health anymore, and it should be a really easy fight for you to clean up. And then the block of this item will block 400 damage before you kind of like break the block, you know? And it can block cars that run into you and basically like knock them back. So if you're in a situation where someone's just driving at you with a car and you have time to take this out and then kind of do the animation of blocking, you can just completely counter their car that way, or at least stop them from running you over. But it's not like this is really that like game changing to me. The block is okay, but I think the main kind of benefit of this weapon is how insanely fast it can eliminate people. And I think the best way to use this item is to use some sort of mobility like gloves or shockwaves, kind of get up into the air and then just rain down attacks while you're in the sky doing that hover. And again, there's an animation to the first one. So once you make it past that part, you can eliminate people very quickly. Every time I fought this item and someone was using it well, it was rough to play against. And let me know down in the comments below if you would like to see a video for like tips on dealing with this item. I think in short, it's just best to not deal with it. If someone's trying to do that to you, trying to just take that damage trade race is unlikely to work out for you unless you already have the person pretty weak. So it's probably best to just try to like reposition. If you can get them to waste some shots, that's great. But it's a very frustrating item to play against, I feel like. And I do think a lot of players will struggle playing against this item. At first, when I was playing, I thought it was kind of mid and it was just like C tier. But as the day went on and I had more time playing against it and ran into more people using it, I feel like it can be a pretty rough item to play against. And I think a lot of people will not be happy that it's in the game. So that is the Magneto item. The bunker outside Grand Glacier is also opened up, but there really isn't much loot here. And the one time I landed here, the only thing I found was shotgun shells. So I wouldn't really recommend landing here. I think it can spawn 3 chests if all of them spawn, like, you know, the chest spawn rate is random. But there are 3 chests here, but in my match, I didn't get them. I feel like this is more of just like a nice Easter egg for fans of the X-Men than it is like an actual spot that you're going to drop at multiple times, especially because it's out in the open in the snow area. I just don't really see this as that good of a drop spot. I think it's just like a nod to the show. This really wouldn't be the first time Fortnite had a bunker open up that wasn't really that worthwhile. And then the final kind of change with this update is going to be that the Metallica stuff is now gone. So the island that would spawn in 4th zone was changed for the Metallica update, and it is now back to being the default Chapter 5 island. It does still drop the mythic hand cannon, that wasn't changed, but just the layout of the island was changed. The Rift guitar was vaulted, and then those like jam track things that were at the POIs for whatever reason, those are now gone as well. Don't really know what those did, but they were there and now they're not. So I think the most impactful of the Metallica stuff is that the guitar was vaulted and that the island was changed back to being the Chapter 5 island. And then obviously we got the Magneto item. Those are kind of like the big changes in this update. Let me know what you guys think of this update, what you think of the Magneto item down in the comments below. As always, if you did enjoy this, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching as well. But even when you're not attacking, you like kind of float through the sky, which I'm like 99% certain negates fall damage. I just had visual audio footsteps. I don't know this place though. Can you use the attack to avoid fall damage? I think if you just have it out in general, you avoid fall damage. That's so overpowered, man. That guy stood no chance. Zuctar vaulted? Yes. I don't know where this guy is. Graphics card drive? I think 4070. When is Colombo coming back? I have no idea, man. Today's update wasn't an actual update, it was just a hotfix. See if the other guy tries to make a play, because that's an AI shooting at me. And I just choke all my shots. GG's. I wonder if we can hit him around the corner with this. Yep, you can. That wasn't bad. It's like, it's not quite an explosive, but it does do like AoE damage. Where's this last person at? I want to like go super high in the sky and then shoot down on them with it. See, like I'm not hitting him exactly, but it's still like doing damage. So it's like really good in that situation. That guy's just like trying to play that corner. We hit him for 95 and then dash on him.